Hello, YouTube. Today we're going to bring up a topic that I felt this was extremely important. This was brought up in a post of mine on social media, on Facebook. If you're not following me on Facebook, actually, you can just type in Google Bambie Nicole, Bambie in my Facebook, and every way that you can follow and contact me on social media is on there. I've been blessed enough to be able to have a platform where you guys are able to do that. So if you would like to follow me on social media, just type my name into Google, and I promise you'll find lots of platforms and pages and everything else. This now, mind you, on Facebook, I manage and I run several groups in the transgender community, which I've been absolutely blessed. I love my people. I love being an advocate. I love being a voice. I love sharing my knowledge. I love sharing my experience. I love to reach out because maybe I am considered one of the transgender elders, being that I am a little bit older and I have just a little bit of experience that I can share with some of the new girls. And this was something that was stated on a post of mine in a group that I run, and I thought that it was extremely important and wanted to share it. And they said, Bambie, why is it so difficult for some men to love transgender women? I have a couple of different reasonings for. I'm going to kind of narrow this down, but I do want you all to know that times are changing. Thank God. Times are changing. I find a lot of transgender women that have they fall in love, they have successful relationships, they get married, I mean, I know lots of trans women that have fallen in love and gotten married and raised kids, and I mean, just have the fairy tale setting. And so times are changing, and I do want a lot of my girls too, and guys and people that are following. I don't want to just address this to girls. Sometimes I do that, and I don't mean to, just because I'm a transsexual woman, and sometimes I find myself speaking to the transgender community as a trans woman to my trans sisters. But I don't ever want anybody to feel left out, because I certainly am open-minded, don't judge, and think that we're all wonderful no matter how. If we want to live as trans, if we want to live as gender fluid, if we feel free to express yourself to me, because I just love and respect. And make sure that you're following me on Facebook, because there's lots of it's a lot of fun. My experience, back to the topic, Bambie Brain. Why is it hard? Why is it so hard for some men to like transgender women? Is because of their upbringing. Now, men are taught from a very, very young age, or were, I can't say are, but were taught from a very, very young age that any type of sensitivity, any type of attraction to men, of course, or boys, or whatever, any type of, if they weren't ultimately masculine, if they didn't want to play sports, and they didn't want to fight other little boys, and they were taught that they were feminine and sissy and called little faggots. And it's so hard. Like, I get mad at men sometimes. I get mad at men a lot because of the way that they don't always know how to approach transsexual women such as myself, or I've gotten a little bit older and a little bit wiser, and it's because we shame men so much. I think if we stop shaming men from such an early age and teach them, you know what, like, if you want to cry, it's okay. Like, if you have feminine characteristics about you, it's okay. Like, if you feel emotions, it's okay. If you're attracted to transgender people, it's okay. Like, we have to get out of this whole toxic mentality as a society of shaming our little boys, and teach them that it's okay. I think that if we start doing that from such an early age, we will have so much better interactions with people in general. Because society sucks for, like, my personal experience, society sucks for women too, because it's all about, like, how we look and how we present, and everything's based upon that. Like, they don't want to look past what they see on the outside to look on the inside to see if you have intelligence brain. It's all about the way that you look. Well, little boys, are taught they're not allowed to feel emotions. You know, we shame men. We teach them that's not okay. We shame little boys who become shameful men. In my early years, I would date, and a lot of guys would just want to keep me for a secret. I was okay as long as I was a secret. They didn't want to be seen with me in public. They never would admit in a million years that they were dating me. They were ashamed of me. And it was painful as fuck. Like, I'd sit in my room at night and like cry and like, what have I done? And like, what's wrong with me? And it's because of how we raise our boys who grow into men. Another thing that I've experienced as a transsexual woman with men, because I always tell the man, always, there isn't a man who can come on my platform who has known me in my past that can say that I ever tricked them. I've always been honest about my transition, because it's just one of those things that I personally like to be an honest person, and I don't like to be lied to. So I'm fairly honest about it pretty quick on. I've had several in my younger years, I really don't date anymore, who would be told that I'm a transsexual, who would not be okay with it at first, who would ghost me, and then come back sometime later. Why? Is because the one thing that they thought that they knew about themselves, just like you kind of know if you're a male or a female or intersexed, or if you're gender fluid, or if you're gay, or if you, like the one thing that they thought that they knew about themselves and were sure of being heterosexual, I made them question themselves. And any time that you make somebody question themselves about the very thing that they thought that they knew the most about themselves, it's going to take some time. So that has been another experience of mine. Experiences of, in my younger years, having men come along who were married and wanted to try something outside of the box. Of course, I never went for that, never dated them. Having men come along that pretended they were extremely interested in me and then kind of throw me off and keep me as a secret because they were ashamed of themselves. They're not ashamed of you. They're ashamed of themselves, and understand that. And then having men come along, and I've had it happen a couple times where they had to question the very thing that they thought they knew the most about themselves. And so they kind of ghosted me. Some of them never came back, and most of them did, but it took some time. Anyway, that's why I think some men, sometimes with some men, it's hard for them to love transgender women. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by my channel here on the Bambie Nicole. If you like what you heard, throw your thumbs up, comment, like, share, subscribe to the world. Follow me on Facebook and social media. All you have to do is type my name into Google. www.google.com. Get to Google. Bambie Nicole. BAMBIENICOLE. Anyway, I appreciate you, and I'll have a conversation with you very, very soon. Bye.